Everything about this stinks, Chris. I think Chris is the informal DM of this. He's like the developer. This is where we were last time. We had a lovely long chat where Blue played Rebixter and talked for hours, and I did not realise they would probably talk that long. I'm very interested if I could cast Detect Alignment here and see what their alignment is. That would be interesting. I was going to internalise some thoughts for my questing. I could internalise democratization or class conflict. How are we feeling? Are we feeling class conflict or democratization? Blue may join me at some point. Blue's just finishing off a couple of stuff. So they may join me at some point. They said they probably will. So they were neutral evil, I believe. The woman who likes to talk about herself. Yes, they are chaotic evil. This one. However, that doesn't necessarily... I don't know if that'll be true or if they hide any of this stuff behind... Like, it says that, but it doesn't mean that. Not that... we had a whole discussion, like, in the last stream about alignment. It kind of doesn't matter, so... class conflict? Help the masses rise up? Alright, let's internalize class conflict. They must have realized by now. You're not just some government goon. You are... Of course not. I am the cleric. That's right. The one and only Norvik's protector and hero of the downtrodden. The cleric. This is your calling, your duty, your life. Since you joined the Earth Guard to make sense of this unruly life of yours. It is your calling. This is where you found your zealotry, your love for this city, your meaning in life. Feel clerical. There are other trails as well. One's more in tune with your natural inclinations. Ah, of course, all that druidcraft. Yes, you've shown promise as a primal caster. A friendly local druid. That is also a choice you could make in the coming years. Oh no, do I have to choose between being the cleric and the druid? I don't wanna... One that would potentially suit your demeanor as well, and potentially grant you access to healthy friendships. And so on. Tell me more about the cleric. With that name as your pride, you will keep going through divine, sacred magic. The cleric, your healing spells are increased by an extra proficiency. Your heals can also be increased by your strength modifier instead of your wisdom modifier if it is higher. Tell me more about friendly local druid. What does this have to do with class conflict? Spend more time in the great outdoors. That is the first step. Friendly local druid. Extra proficiency in roles when in natural habitats. This includes outside areas, overgrown areas, and caverns. Moist holes also count. I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm in conflict between... it's a conflict between two classes, cleric and druid. Oh, you're right, it actually is. It's a play on word. I see. What was the strength benefit? Your healing spells are increased by an extra proficiency. I mean, I don't have much health. Heals can also be increased by your strength modifier. Oh. Instead of your wisdom modifier. If it is higher, thank God for that. It doesn't automatically do it. Huh. Interesting. So far, I think the cleric is relatively proud of his identity as the cleric. I think he's interested in being a druid and being more and kind of being in touch with the world around him. But I think he finds his calling in clericry. But then again, I did get a druidic tome, didn't I? Damn, this is harder than I thought. I'm ready to make a decision. Yes! You know. Choose... Oh, it's friendly local druid. Friendly local druid. It feels too apt to be friendly local druid. It's like friendly local streamer. I've got to. That's won me over. The friendly local druid part just won me over. I abandoned the idea of being the cleric. Friendship ended with cleric. Friendship begins with friendly local druid. Lovely. The local commune will surely accept you. A wonderful time is ahead. Feel like you've found yourself. Schnell. I've become a druid. Cool place. You come here often? Sometimes. It's not exactly the best tavern in the city, but it's alright. Oh yeah? Yeah, that title goes to the Flip for sure. The Flip, a popular tavern on the border between housing and the palace. It's built around an old temple with a stable esoteric pocket inside, one causing the upper half of the chamber to be gravity flipped. It's quite cool to dine at the ceiling. Housing, a nickname for the housing districts, where the poors live. I'm friends with Orbina, the owner. Great girl. Nice place, yeah. You've been for quite some time. Haven't been there in a while. Good to hear it's still going strong. Oh, you know it. Well, I guess it's pretty popular. Anyway, I enjoy the place. When we're done here and you don't piss me off too badly, I'll take you there. Sounds good? Sweet. No drinking, of course, but enjoy the food, I'm sure. He doesn't care that I'm a druid. More. Democratization. Hey, you've been doing great work out there. I'm assuming this is about the asking people about the election thing? Hell yeah. You know that makes you a herald, a democratic herald. Doesn't that sound nice? And what exactly does that mean? Someone who spreads the word. Someone who gets people engaged with the democratic process. Look, this is where the new world is all about. People talking to each other, sharing ideas, debating, listening. Every conversation is a little spark of democracy igniting. And you're fanning those flames. And here's the thing, all that talking is energizing. When you engage with people about what matters, when you get them thinking, discussing, caring, it fills you up. Makes you feel alive. Wait, I don't get any other choices? Great question. In this case, you're just way too aware of the fact that you're absolutely no chance of ever subverting, changing, affecting this particular democratic process. And you obviously can't stop yourself from spreading the word, no matter what that word is. So here's the thing, all that talking is energizing. When you engage with people about what matters, when you get them thinking, discussing, caring, it fills you up. Makes you feel alive. Tell me about Democratic Herald. Every time you ask someone about what they're voting for, you feel a surge of vitality. It's the excitement of democracy in action. Democratic Herald. You regain 1d4 hit points each time you ask someone what they are voting in the next election. Hell yeah! Here's the thing, all that talking, it's energizing. When you engage with people about what matters, when you get them thinking, didn't we just hear this? It fills you up. Makes you feel alive. I'm ready. That's the spirit. Welcome to the new world, Herald. Good talk. Yes! Democracy manifest! Alright. Let's observe. Ooh. Is that part of the same thing? Behold. Let us behold this Sphinx. With a 7. They are a monstrosity. Thousands of years spent guarding a hole in reality. Remember, her perception is beyond your ability to conceive. For her, a day is a fleeting moment unless you make it memorable. Be memorable. Got it. I don't think we'll struggle with that. What about stealing from them? Can I get to them to steal from them? Hello? What do we have in your pockets? Can I come up this way? No, I can't see what they have. Let's save the game in case I die. An old well. Interesting. to take a drink before I do this. A lull falls out of the ambient cheer. Just a beat of uncertainty as this cleric steps before the tavern's singular attraction. This happens all the time. Visitors come to gawk and stare. Some brave ones speak to her. The lady of the house, our most delightful host. Look up at her. Towering, you stare at this somewhat feline creature up on the stage. A living myth, currently taking a swig out of a barrel, clearly not paying you any mind. The scent of cheap wine lingers in the air, along with an esoteric sensation. A gynosphinx is not to be trifled with. Her physical characteristics are enough to crush everything that is you. However, she will not have to raise a paw, for her magical prowess could exile you from Jaw's realm in an instant. Tread carefully. Your legs tremble. Just stare at her until she reacts to your presence. The Sphinx looks down at you, meeting a glowing blue gaze makes you feel like you're falling far, far below the world. There are errors of wisdom behind those eyes. Her expression turns dark. Dark tidings bring you to the hearth, she speaks, low and roiling. You see a hint of chaos in her movements, unfocused. You'd expect her to act a bit drunker, considering the empty barrels to her side. Then again, who knows how well a Sphinx hold her liquor? A helmed dog, dragging its leash around the vestiges of jaw. She extends a claw, thick as your arm, and pokes you in the stomach. Woof. Woof? Her expression grows lighter, then she lets out a deep breath. Smells like an old basement full of booze. She liked that. Somehow you were being witty to her. That sort of drug only works once, so no barking. If you want her attention, you must do something remarkable. She takes another sip from her barrel, not looking at you. Watch yourself, cleric, he whispers to you. All this isn't one for idle chit-chat. You know the Sphinx? He shakes his head. Every night there's a drunk jackass that asks for a riddle. She usually doesn't hurt them. I'll be careful then. Wise words. I wish to prove myself worthy, great Sphinx. Worthy, little one. Worthy how? Never mind, I have some other questions though. Probably asking for riddles is not going to be a good plan. I have other questions. The massive claws tap in boredom. Then ask, little one. See if you can spark my interest. I just saw an option. I can't flirt again. It's not gone well for me so far. Hold on, what's my health? Okay, I might wait until I take damage to ask her what she's voting in the election. Is this tavern your lair, or your lair a tavern? She lifts the barrel to her lips and holds it there for a moment. Eventually she lowers it and says, that is indeed a riddle worth pondering. Can I ask why? Why what? Why a tavern? I was convinced. She glances at the pile of wine by her side. It was not a battle quickly won, however. Rebixter works tirelessly for many an evening to argue her point. Eventually, in completing a few quests on my behalf, I let her rent out a part of my lair, but only for a century. Oh, is that all? Do you like the hustle and bustle in here? I'm content, for now. Yes. Has anyone ever tried to fight you? Yes. Alcohol tends to lower risk assessment capabilities amongst mortals, which sometimes ends with violence. Always from a man, strangely enough. I do wonder why. You a big drinker? I partake. It does little to affect me, but the taste is lovely. You've never seen her sober, so who knows if it's true? Must have cost you a lot to get all this wine. No, but Bixter procures it all for me. Such lovely river wine. She takes another sip. I've grown to enjoy the taste. Nice to see you enjoying your tavern lair. I've got other questions. The Sphinx stinks again. Is it lonely to hang around here for millennia? She takes a deep breath. I must remember that my perspective on time is different from a mortal's. When one views events on a scale measured in errors, a chat like this is but a fleeting blink among a heaven of stars. Mortality makes life beautiful. I've heard that countless times. Yet it always comes from those trapped in its clutches. I suppose perspective is everything. Hanging around a tavern can't be too lonely, right? Times have indeed changed. During what you'd call the arcane era, I had few visitors. These days I am inclined to enjoy the life surrounding me, even with its occasional annoyances. While the average quality of my conversations may have declined, there is value in communicating with all manner of creatures. Knowledge comes in all shapes. If the world is full of imbeciles, then knowing imbeciles will let you know the world. And if that is the case, then how many of those people truly can be called stupid? It's good that you have friends. No one should have to be all alone. That is a very human perspective, but thank you. So everything is going really fast for you. The Sphinx takes a moment. When a child grows, a house once thought massive will soon start to feel cramped. As time grinds on, the idea of today is no longer a canyon of possibilities. For me, that house is minuscule. What about this then? Try jumping to the side. Real quick. The Sphinx follows your movements with a stale expression. Your impressive movements. You keep it up for at least a dozen jumps before you feel your legs grow sluggish. Your companion stares at you with an open mouth. How's the size of the house now? Wheeze loudly. The Sphinx has an inscrutable expression on her face, watching you pant like a dog. Those were some spectacular jumps, little one. She is being patient with you, but also somewhat entertained. Or is she just being sarcastic? But please, calm down. Okay. The Sphinx nods. So there's no dude Sphinx in your life then? Her expression changes subtly. You touch upon a sensitive subject. I have found that when this question is put to me, despite my vast age, despite my demeanour, despite everything, the inquirer is not referring to companionship. I think she is seeing you as a golden retriever. I agree. She taps her claw. You wish to speak of reproduction, little one. Cleric, you hear a harsh whisper. Are you sure about this? Is it an awkward subject? Are you uncomfortable talking about it? Yes, I would like to hear about Sphinx reproduction. Actually, never mind. I mean, it would be interesting to know. This is a highlighted option as well, which means there are consequences for such actions. Is it an awkward subject? Yes. Most mortals find this discussion tends to lead into very uncomfortable territory. Are you uncomfortable talking about it? Not at all. I can rant about it all day. I think Cleric's got an insatiable lust for knowledge. Yes, I would like to hear about Sphinx reproduction. Her intense glare grows more esoteric. Oh, she's into it. There are many lower races of Sphinx, some more bestial than others. Apart from often serving lesser purposes, they also share a common characteristic. She frowns. That was the Sphinx equivalent of spitting on the ground. They are all male. And she scoffs. Each of these degenerate Sphinxi then naturally crave the companionship of my kind. For a Gynosphinx to lower herself to their level, it is simply unthinkable. Then how? These bestial sphinxes should really work on themselves. She gives you a quick laugh. She thinks you're funny. Keep it up. These creatures will never reach such heights. It's not in their nature. The degenerate races of Sphinx were born wicked and craven. These creatures are no more similar to I than a horse to a donkey. No, not even this, that is implies some level of closeness. A horse god to a painting of a donkey. Nice. This misconception of our similarity will plague me for eternity. Considering them a legitimate partner, creating more, the Sphinx shakes her head. A true man is his mind. He is not violent by nature, nor is he afraid of action. He is decisive yet tolerant. He is wise, yet still ready to learn. A true man is a riddle. They cannot be redeemed, not as long as they live. However, there is more civilized Sphinx, apart from my own kind, of course. Then the glow in her eyes intensifies. The Androsphinx, a beautiful, powerful servant of the gods. Few inhabit this coast of ours. Yet those that do, her voice trails off, are indescribably hot? She snaps her gaze back to you. They are like all men, insufferably prideful. I'm sensing a story here. There's always a story. Every bias is brought from perspectives, after all. She takes a deep sip from her barrel and leans her head on her paw. Hear my tale. During the early days, when the gates stood open, one winter long ago, I was tasked to guard a passage on the border of an empire you will never know. That empire's goddess sent an Androsphinx to guard the very same passage. His name was Treblin. Our meeting was by chance and by fate. You were both sent to guard the same gate. Not the point right now. She wants you to listen, nod your head, yada yada yada. We had the same mission sent by different powers. A simple mishap. Trem was a gallant specimen. He spoke with an air of grandeur and purpose. It was easy to spend hours in his company, days, then months. Though we became increasingly physical in our relations, our conversation steadily became more stale. After years of sharing a lair, I sensed a bitter tone gnawing its way into every interaction between us. He would berate my every action. He would go on month-long hunting trips and come back empty-handed. He would end every philosophical discussion or debate, even those we had with visitors, with snarky comments. Tell me, with whom do you believe this venom originated? Which one of us would be at fault, so to say? Maybe you two just weren't compatible. An understatement. I pushed for him to tell me where this irritable act of his came from. After many long arguments, he relented. Guess. Guess what Trem confessed to be the cause of his toxic behavior? It's not a sex thing, is it? She smirks. That was never an issue. Don't picture it. She takes a big gulp from her wine barrel. He said I was arrogant. That I could never be wrong. That I was stubborn. Well, don't say that out loud. Those words are tinged with bitterness and contempt. The Endosphinx has a deeper, more venomous meaning behind his statements. There's a hidden message behind his words. She raises an eyebrow. You surprise me, little one. It took time for me to truly understand why he would say such things. Eventually I figured it out. Trem was intimidated by me. For the half-century we spent together, he never once could keep up in our debates. He never could solve my best riddles, nor even understand many of the basics of philosophical topics that I brought up. I never had a problem with this at all. It was endearing to watch him struggle. I would never have assumed such a magnificent man would succumb to the lowest of sins. Pride. Trem could not stand to be outmatched, at least not in the long run. So we parted ways, as amicably as could be given the circumstances. That was my first mission here on this Jaws realm. This giant Sphinx has struggled with her hatred for longer than you will ever live. Yet despite the difference in your natures, what she seeks here for you is simply validation. A true man seeks greatness in his partner. He does not fear it. She nods. When I told him the same thing, he did not respond positively. The Sphinx gives you a faint smile. One thing I truly desire is for my mind to delve inwards. That can be done via intellectual excursion of many kinds. Dialogues, debates, sharing experience. Thank you for listening to my tale, little one. Less of a dialogue and more a monologue, or an appeasement by her, whatever floats her boat. She seeks understanding through sharing. By listening, you give her something tiny and fleeting. Wait, this was a debate. Does that mean you won the debate? Is there a prize? Does she seek debate? Or does she seek someone just to listen? Your story is very interesting. I will think about what you've told me here today. No! Maybe she does. No. This feels like an answer for her or an answer for you. Yeah. This feels like what Cleric wants to say. And this feels like something to say. It's just a considerate statement. This is just fun. Story is very interesting. I will think about what you've told me here today. She nods towards you. It's not often I'm given the chance to be truly surprised by a mortal. And a man, nonetheless. Thank you, Guardian of the Vault. Here. This might help in your quest, little one. Now, any other questions you have for me? What do you know about the tea shop? It startled me, which is not an easy thing to do. I'd imagine you're quite close to it. Yes, an explosion like that has not been felt in this place for decades at least. Stay quiet for a few seconds. No, I think if we fuck around too much with her, she'll probably get pissed off. Understandable. Yes, it reminded me of our darkness, what your people call the Fade Era. It was a time just before I was tasked with guarding this vault. Then the Melusa Tulin cattle often bargained with me for divine knowledge and assistance. I liked those snails. They were good company. I was saddened when their city melted under Yusuf's fire. The crackling of those flames, the terrible force that ruined everything in its path. Flames of many colours. Those thoughts stirred in me when I felt that explosion. Old magic. Do you think it was dragonfire that caused the explosion? No, I do not. It was too concentrated of a blast. Besides, a dragon large enough to cause such destruction would surely not be capable of sneaking away without a single witness. Snails? She nods. They built the first city here, from what I know. You've walked their streets, little one. Can you tell me more about these folks? A bit, yes. They were masters at wizardry far before the arcanists, or humans for that matter, even arrived to Jaws Coast. They made some poor choices during their rise and fall. They aligned with Jaw against the gods for one. And of course they picked the wrong side of the Dragon Wars. It is a tragic tale of a civilian that I truly believe to be good. Civilization, that I truly believe to be good. Good for the coast. They were just a little slow. Caught up to them in the end. You've been here since the Fade Era? Obviously, we just had a story about that. There were some excursions early on, but yes, a bit over a millennia ago. That's awesome. Thank you. Could someone have used fireball to cause the explosion? The Sphinx folks. I've seen more than a fair share of those in my time. Seems like everyone uses it. A third level fireball would not come close to that power. What about a higher level fireball? She shrugs. It would have to be very high. So who knows? But I'm sure you'll figure it out. Tell me about Yusuf. I prefer not. His terrible reign, is a topic left out of polite conversation. Whenever you see the flaming mounds upon the burned coast lit up in smoke and cinder, you will know his will has not gone away. Not for a moment. Flames of many colours. Blue, yellow, and purple. It is said if you can see the purple, it will be the last thing you do, either from blinding or merciful death. That's all for now, thank you. You're welcome. What's that door behind you? Nothing. But it's clearly something. How perceptive of you, little one. She holds up a paw as if presenting a prize. Behind me lays but one divine vault of many. She lowers her head slightly in a tiny bow. I am its protector. It's really not more complicated than that. Do you give out riddles? Certainly. Are you ready? Rhetorical. Just wait. She finishes the last bit of her bow and puts it down with a slam. Then the Sphinx leans in, hissing. Once I had the sun's favour, my creed cling close to the wool. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. She raises a paw and gestures to the open chamber. Yet I remain a draught of remembrance, a history's thrall. What am I? Easy. A lovely poem about a life's journey, how time changes all, even the simplest. Rape. Your companion smirks and gives a little chuckle. He knows. How many guesses do I get? Hopefully none. But you are allotted one answer. What do I get if I get it right? The Sphinx shrugs, then gives you a cold smile. Satisfaction. Is this a trick question sort of deal? No, just a normal riddle. Can I think about this for a bit? No. Answer now or never. What happens if I get it wrong? She squints at you and raises her chin. Same as all of those who wander these halls. You will lose everything eventually. There is no threat here. She means your only pain upon failure will be existence itself. A mortal life. What do you think, Snail? The Sphinx turns to Snail with a frown. Oh, this seems like a personal riddle for you, not me. So I'm just gonna watch, alright? She nods. My only option is to make a guess. So let's make a guess. You focus your mind to come up with something, anything that could be the answer to the riddle. Something old and time-worn that was once in the light and then lived in shadows for a long time, before it became popular again. What could it be? You only get one shot, so make it count. I'll tell you what, guys. We're about to go in ads. I'm going to post it in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, get on there. And I'm going to go on to breaks. Back in a minute. So. I found a friend. Oh, that didn't come through. I found a friend. Where is friend?
Where am I?
Oh, friend's not on the screen, apparently.
Oh.
Friend is now on the screen. Alright.
Oh. Yes, it works! Notice that I am animated.
You are animated. When did you become animated? Was that what you were doing?
Yes, I was finishing making them GIFs.
Friend is very quiet. Oh, hold on. They don't sound quiet to me. Hold on. Is that better?
I will speak. I don't think I'm too bad listening to stream.
Are you sure you guys haven't just turned down your volume? How's that?
Yeah. No, there we go. I think I am definitely audible. I'm almost a bit too loud.
Yes, are you louder than me? You cannot be louder than me. Oh, that was something that came up. I completely forgot. Apparently, I'm B's favourite British person, and I said you and Senna might have a problem with that.
It is me. It is Blue.
How do you feel about B's statement there?
Oh, about me not being her favourite British person. Well, I don't know. I feel like this is an incorrect belief, but one that can be changed. Come to the light.
You also categorized as a CAS extension. Rather than being a person in your own right. You've lost personhood.
Is that? Touche.
If he streamed on his own, it might be different. We're never gonna get Blue to stream.
No, it's not gonna happen. No. Look,
look how much effort you put into your PNG.
I will happily put extraneous effort into recycling animations that I did like 2 years ago, but I will not stream.
Let's get this in glorious detail. There we go.
Oh, well, hello.
Look at the animation.
But it's just it's just 3 frames that I drew over and over again. I also can do this.
Talent.
I don't know what you're on about.
Alright, get shrunk down. You can't be bigger than me now. That was your moment in the limelight.
I mean, literally, all it is I had the frames. I did a lag train, and there we are.
What an artist, damn right. He better be a good artist.
Definitely not my usual style either. It was kind of a problem because I had to redraw like I think 2 frames for this today, so I had to remember how I did my line weighting because I did it more clean than I did before. So I had to redo it. Anyway, yes. Enough about me.
So the riddle was, once I had the sun's favour, my creed cling close to the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. Yet I remain a draught of remembrance, a history's thrall. What am I? And the options are the sun, the moon, goblins, humans, dragons, sphinxes, apples, food, meat, wine, dreams, emotions, heartache, eyes, hands, weather, trees, music.
Or look around.
I'm actually going to get this up on my other monitor so I can have... There we go. Chat, I can't see you for a moment. I will presume you're just saying that you love me. It's not about Blue. It's not about Blue. It's about me. I'm the streamer here. Once I had the sun's favour, my creed clung close to the wall. Feels like tree. So far, tree. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. A tree. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. Yet I remain a draft of remembrance, a history's thrall. So thrall in a history's thrall makes me think tree as well, as in like books, like Rogue said.
Yeah. I mean, it does kind of fit the logic of a thrall being something like of a sort of undead brought back to serve. Though actually, I suppose a thrall doesn't necessarily have to be undead. In the vampiric sense, I
just
think you
like
can have thralls.
A thrall can be like you can have thralldom, like after being imprisoned in a war, you can become a thrall of somebody. So it's like indentured servitude, basically.
Of history. Well, that could be a few things then. But it could be referring to.
I mean, goblins in this world are kind of indentured servants, and sphinxes, by her what her background she kind of said to us was kind of like that. She's in the service of the gods. I don't think it's the sun. I'm going to rule that out because once I had the sun's favour, I don't think you'd mention the sun in the name of the riddle for the sun. I
mean, the moon would have the sun's favour as...
my creed. Oh, hold on. Snell knows what it is. Snell. I don't know why I keep on saying Snell. That Snell knows what it is. He is a goblin. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. That could still be the moon. Matured in shadows. Grow up in shadows. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. She raises her paw and gestures to the open chamber. Somebody is the life of the bull here, I presume. So that kind of suggests there's something here that she's referring to. The moon is not present there, yet I remain a draft of remembrance, a history's thrall. I agree, Sphinx does seem to work. I don't think humans are thralls, and I don't see the context in regards to that. And I don't think humans have watched empires rise and fall because they die early.
No, well, it's their empires. You wouldn't really... you can't really watch something from within it. That's kind of the problem.
Blue is my +1. This is true. Apples?
Yes, but they don't typically tend to be Cetron.
Apples. Apples might work. Matured in shadows are matured in shadows doesn't really make sense, but apples can
No.
mature and become like cider and become something else.
I think that's reaching a bit.
The reason why I say that is yet I remain a draft of remembrance, as in a drink. A draft makes me think drink. Draught? Draft? Am I saying that correctly? I don't know. Google. Google is not my friend, but Google is useful. A current of cool air in a room or other confined space. A single act of drinking or inhaling. Can also be used as something that pulls heavy loads.
Because that's the thing, is like pulls a heavy load and then is a thrall in the same kind of idea. I do feel like that's more likely to be in the sense of, again, pulling something forward in the name of history. I feel like.
Bearing in mind, I also got this from the failed intelligence check.
So.
I think goblins actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know what the sun's favour would refer to in goblins, though.
Well, I don't think they have the sun's favor, do they? I mean, maybe I'm reading into the wrong thought process of it, but
Well, we've seen from the goblins, they're mostly
goblins.
underground.
Yeah, goblins tend to be underground because their eyes would be sensitive to the light. But that's a bit of a D&D thing.
And they canonically have dark vision within this world as well.
Yeah, so
I don't think goblins have necessarily seen empires rise and fall. They're one of the more newer races amongst the world. Sphinxes feels.
My creed cling close the wall. Does he have like a tapestry? Sorry, Dom.
No, I was thinking like vines in that regard. Wine?
Because I was gonna say if there's literally a tapestry behind her with something on
This
it.
is a door. This is
That's
a door denoting. This is like the door to the heavens, I think. I think this is that she told us a story about how she and another male of her type of sphinxness were like in a sort of relationship, and he became like very spiteful towards her. And they were to guard a door, and then later on I asked, what is that door? And she was like, it's a door. And I'm here to guard it. So that might be the door she was asked to guard. It's unclear. So it does seem to have like a bit of a tapestry, doesn't it?
Yeah, there is obviously also, well, creed has religious connotations. The sun is usually some level, like pretty much every faith that has ever existed has some sort of like god of the sun.
She loves wine. She loves wine. Is my thinking in terms of wine. She might make a riddle about something that she enjoys. Like I'm reading into her as much as I'm reading into the riddle.
That's fair.
And also, they grow in the sun. The creed cling close to the
yeah.
wall. The vines on the wall.
Mature in
I don't
shadow
know
because
about
you keep them in wine cellars and they mature.
Witness Empire's
You
Rise and
keep
Fall. Whoa, yeah.
the like left in silence now. The life of the ball. I mean, obviously, life of the ball makes sense considering. Yeah, you drink at parties. A drought of remembrance, that would be a drinking thing, wouldn't it? I don't get
I
a
feel like
history
it makes
scroll.
sense.
Yeah, wine makes a bit too much sense. I don't. Hmm. And it's
I don't
using
know. I'm
creed as like
strongly.
a.
I'm
Yeah, no
feeling wine.
wine is good. Yeah, because cling close to the wall is very pushing me towards wine. Yeah, and it also would make sense why Snell would go. Ah, I got it. Because I'm
Yeah.
assuming he said that with a bit of a chuckle.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get to the. A lovely poem about life's journey, how time changes all, even the simplest. This is what wisdom feels like as well. Even the
Give the
simplest
simplest
grape.
grape, and then Snell gives a chuckle. Yes, I think it's
Uh,
wine.
I think it's. I'm confident enough to say it's probably wine. So let's go with wine. And if it's not, the consequences will be us. Wine. Wine. She gives you an intense stare. She's totally going to eat you. Yeah. Wine. Ozis picks up a new barrel of wine. She pops the cork open. Wine. Yes. This is very correct, little one. Wonderful job. Another riddle solved. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I knew it. I am the greatest. Wasn't that hard? Huzzah! Don't. Since you're so amazing, would you be interested in a quest? No, thank you. I do not want to do quest. I'm not a questing kind of guy. I do have the ability. I do not have the ability to decline. Absolutely 100%. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely 100%. She gives you a serious expression. Accepting a divine quest from a sphinx is no trifling matter, mortal. In fact, few would survive such an ordeal. Quest? Indeed. Behind me stands a vault. It opens only to those worthy. She leans her massive head downwards, close enough for you to smell the wine breath. God, she treats you as a golden retriever. Yeah, I am very much a golden retriever to her. To prove worthy, you must solve my most ancient of riddles. So old, it was handed to me when I first stepped inside this chamber millennia past. Bow your head in silent. That might be no, or just respect. I am pretty great at questing. I don't think I have time for this. I'll bow my head in silence. That feels like a neutral option. Your companion whispers to you. You going on an epic Sphinx quest now? Sure, why not? Not like we're on a job or anything. Turn to your companion and whisper, this is important now. Maybe to you. No, really, it's very important to the job too. Convince me. It could grant me esoteric knowledge. Or like the tea shop. He sighs. Fair enough. Look, I won't stand in the way. Just don't waste too much time on it, okay? The Sphinx stares at your companion. A hero must face much adversity during his quest. She laughs quietly to herself and takes a swig of wine. So what exactly is this Sphinx quest? This is a riddle, the answer of which is not uttered. Sorry, I misspoke. The answer of which is not uttered in words, but revealed by action. She goes quiet and closes her eyes. Just listen. Found within the arcane flare Twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. Tongues. A third-level divination spell. It grants the target ability to understand all languages and for the target speech to be understood by any sentient listener. She takes a breath, revealing a wicked grin. Burrow deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Then she leans in, almost whispering those final words. Folk and gods in thronging herds. A man divine alone howls his words. Easy. You understand it immediately. Failure. I love riddles, but I'll have to think about this one. The answer is not something you can speak. She uses a massive claw to grab something from her pile of stuff. Tavern key, and tosses it to you. Once you understand this riddle, return here. You can only solve it during daytime, alone. We wouldn't want anyone else accidentally figuring out this riddle, would we? She glances at your goblin companion. The goblin groans. I'm not interrupting the job for that. Do it in the morning or something before you pick me up. The Sphinx chuckles. I never sleep, so you can show up any time after sunrise and before the tavern opens. What have you gotten yourself into? Sounds like this could lead to one hell of a treasure. Arcane Primal Divine, I think I might have an understanding. I think it's related to the pillars around town. I think they are, in essence, esoteric and divine. And I don't think I'll have the answer to this till later, so I'm interested as to what you think, Rogue. Can you give me a hint about that riddle? I'm going to leave the riddle bit stuff now. God, I forgot I can still flirt. Let's flirt first in case we take damage, and then we can heal ourselves. You're a very impressive creature, you know that? Mm-hmm. She taps her claws. Where are you going with this little one? Oh boy, get ready to run. Yeah, this might be a bad idea. Your goblin companion kicks you in the shin. You want to get mazed? He says at you. That's how you get mazed! The goblin is referring to the concept of being magically transported into an endless prison, which is technically something a giant sphinx could be capable of, just so you know. I can do this. I have benefits to talking to women because I understand gender, so it's not actually that impossible.
And you have
it's unlikely. And I have advantage. And I listened well about men. That's lowered the DC to 26. Yeah, I mean, the DC's high because I'm exhausted.
Content.
Alright, so I need to roll. I get my proficiency modifier in terms of benefits, which I think is just +2 right now. So that would be. I think it's a D20 +2 +2 +4. I don't think it's actually listing it correctly. So that's +9. So I need. What's 26 minus 9?
You need a 17.
I need a 17 or higher then. Okay.
And that's rolling 2d20.
Is paladin / cleric, primal druid / ranger, arcane is wizard / sorcerer. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I can do it right now. With the beast. Let's do it. Fuck. Okay, no, it was +4. Well,
so was it possible then?
This isn't really surprising, but you have no idea where to take this next. The giant sphinx sips on the rind and gives you a side eye. Well, nope. I got nothing. She laughs. Not surprising. Do you really even want to woo her? How would it even work logistically? The purple one is correct. You should go home to your mother and cry, then sleep for 27 hours, then not leave your room for another week, and then I'll be unemployed for 6 months. That seems more suitable. Wow. You're a bit of a mess, aren't you? 6 months without the grind? That's absurd. Dexterity is becoming more like charisma the more I voice them.
Being corrupted. For the record, if you
What are
did
you
have a
voting
plus
for in the
9,
next...
you did have a +9 to that roll, you would have had a 36% chance of succeeding,
No.
which is higher than I thought it would have been.
What are you voting for in the next election? I'm not. What? Why? She shakes her head. I cannot leave to vote, I'm afraid. Even if it was in my business to leave an imprint on the affairs of mortals. You can't leave here for even a minute or two? I could, but that would break my divine quest. Fair. I would not have expected a mortal to understand. Interesting. If you could leave, what would you vote? Oh, I don't know. She points a claw at you. What would you have me vote for if you were in my shoes? I don't think she would have an interest in any of these people. I don't think she likes Earth because she liked the snail people that used to live here, and they decided they went against that side, and that's why they all died. She might like Free Striderism because she likes the Tiefling Infernal Lady, and that seems to be something she ascribes to. Would she? I don't think she agrees that everything is fair and equitable, because I think she clearly believes she is better than most beings. So no. For me, I'll lead thus to a glorious future as a wizard god king. I'll go with the Free Striders. I think that's what she should vote for. Ah, yes. Opportunistic capitalists will surely be the best choice to safeguard the future. She gives you a knowing smile. She knows more than you'll ever learn. The Sphinx obviously does not hold any clear political ideal. Okay, good to know. She takes a long sip from her barrel. I'll be going now. I'll be going now. Thank you, Great Sphinx. I'm just nervous. An old well. You approach the old well. It's dry. And very, very deep. Jump. Is this a wishing well? No. I wish I was the greatest knight in all of Ascani. Nothing happens. Won't you look at that? That means you're already the greatest knight, right? He's making fun of you. Look down the well. You see only darkness. Well, it did autosave. Jump! Excuse you? You're doing what exactly? I'm jumping down the well. You say that as if it's somehow a good idea. Just jump. Snell grabs you. No! That's a bad cleric. He rushes you back away from the deep, deep hole. But Snell, I wanted to jump down. Not on my watch. If you want to die from rapid fucking dungeon dissension, do it on your own time, arsehole. Okay. I can leave him. I can go solo sometimes, so I could do that. Oh, there's a staircase up here. Did I know this? Oh, yes, I probably did. I can't even remember which way I came in. It was so long ago. This door! That was the way I came in. I don't think that's a bad idea, Rogue. I do not think that's a bad idea. I have thought on what you have said. What the fuck do I do now? Ah, this leads me to where I was earlier. All the way at the beginning. What on earth is that? Oh, maybe I could try and get this thing now. Hold on, I have belief. You see a bird's nest on the edge of a protruding stone tower. Got some eggs in it, and you spot something shiny below as well. It appears unguarded. Might be a gull's nest. Scary beast, those gulls, but whoever made this nest isn't around, so... Could you imagine the goodies? Could be worth to climb out. With the cantrip... Oh, this is new! Intelligence never said this before. I'm getting cleverer. With the cantrip Mage Hand, you could easily grab the contents of this nest from a comfortable distance. Mage Hand, a common arcane cantrip, can be used to grab things from afar. Very useful. Where could I get Mage Hand? You used to have a version of your own memorized. It was clearly lost in the river. Darn. However, there are ways of restoring your memorization of the cantrip. But you will need a source, perhaps in a library. If you had time for a trip to the towers, that would be ideal. Alas, you have to make do. Perhaps those esoteric books found in the Lich House could be of use. Okay. What about this apple I can apparently see? Sneaky apple.
Sneaky apple.
I don't think it's particularly sneaky. It was in a tree.
Who would suspect an apple is on a tree?
The most useful tool through human history. What, a barrel? A bucket.
The bucket.
+2 strength, -2 wisdom. Let your faith guide you. A classical tool showcasing human ingenuity. It carries water well, or any liquid really. It is indeed just as adaptable as humanity itself. Incredible. +2 strength, -2 wisdom. I could put a bucket on my head. I mean, it's better than... I currently get no benefits from my helm. And he won't take it off. I do have another helm. Oh, there is a reason to do this now. +1 intelligence. +1 con. And I would up my intelligence. It would lower my charisma, though. No, I need to be charismatic. I need to flirt with more people.
You are a man of women.
I am a man of women. A woman. I came from a woman, so.
A man of women born.
A trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old designs. Ooh, a treat. You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road, you see a cardamom treat in the bin, it's been out there for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hells? I'll just eat some trash. It's done. You're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man, maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. The goblin glares at you. No, I'm not going to eat trash. Cleric has more dignity than that. Ignore the voices. They don't control you. Leave. Wait, hold on. Did I still get it? I did still get it. I can still eat it. This crate has something in it. What is it? A shut-up drawer. Sack full of cement. There's something else in it. An apple. And some crowns. A label on the sack says Autonomous Construction Inc. Skilled unseen labour since 11 PW. Let me pathfind to it. It's not trash if it's in a barrel, if it's in a sack. Oh, a bag.
Well,
This
I think they've
actually
just
looks
given
greasy.
up
I
on
did
you at
fall
this
in the
point.
river. Oily instructions. A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. -2 intelligence. Examine. Oh my god, I can examine things and I haven't been? You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. I will read it when I'm not trying to look for somewhere to sleep. As I don't know what happens if it goes too late. You can see the apartment from here across the river. No, I can't. Why are you lying to me? What apartment? An apartment?
A place to sleep.
That would be nice. There is this big pillar. That's the tea shop. That's the man in yellow again. Who's that loitering on the tea shop? I sense opportunity. Wait, is that a different man in yellow? Huh.
Hasta, is that you?
Hasta? Is that the king in yellow? Hold on. I can work this out.
Oh,
Just see
fuck
red
off.
eyes in that window down there.
That was smooth as fuck.
What the f...
Oh, that was so smooth.
There was... I'm not crazy, there was someone there.
Yeah, there was, but he fucking went because there's clearly a trigger on that corner where when you can't see it for a moment.
Wow.
That's
That scared the shit
really
out of me.
that was smooth as
That was
fuck.
that was like a belly drop moment. Dwarven stone, broken in half. Pure violence. What if I stand exactly where he was? Hello? Man in yellow.
I'd ask, did Snell see him?
That is a good point.
Huh?
You approach your companion. Let's get on with it. No, I can't seem to, Why are you scared of mushrooms? I'm not. I lie. But the mushroom lady said you were. He takes a deep breath. Okay, fine. I don't like them. They're freaky and mushy and smell like mold. Just plain don't like them. Seeing him this candid is weird. But I'm not taking questions on it, so... Anything else you want to ask, or can we go? I guess we can go. Snell, you didn't see the yellow man? Okay, well, I guess I will continue on the path I was walking. All the way back down. I wonder if... Because I came from this direction.
It would have been really funny
dead.
if he just came.
Yeah.
He just appeared again.
I'm going to talk to the pillow again. Hello, pillar. The pillar of jaw towers before you. He is speaking to you. Touch the pillar. Okay, last time I did this, I had like a moment of feeling divinity, so... You place a hand upon the surface, a slight tingle across your palm. This is a magical object. Have a feeling that you can meditate here. It will take some time, but it could prove invaluable. I can't! Dude, the goblin is impatient. Exactly. I hug the pillar. You press your chest and arms onto the cold surface. A tingle spreads through your gut. Not now. Later then.
When you're not exhausted and don't have a goblin following you.
Yeah. I mean, can I try? See if I can get into the tea shop again? I spent so long on the first day just fucking around. There's got to be some way. I'm actually going to try and focus on getting in this tea shop now. I mean, this has got to be the building I was in before, I would imagine. Can I not interact with this? No. Here? Something's stuck in one of the roll-up. No. Once again, I'd love to go ahead and grab something, but I don't think it's going to be conducive to success. There's the crab thing again. Oh, we're here again. Hello. Last time I
look,
nearly
a ladder.
died. Yeah.
Oh. There appears to be something in one of those cogs.
Yeah, last time I grabbed for it, do you remember? I nearly died.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm sure going on the roof won't lead to my death. Letter winged in between roof tiles. Resistance notes. +1 strength, -2 wisdom. Can I examine anything else that I haven't examined so far? The voting card I can examine. I think I examined that before though, so that's fine. I haven't examined the sending pebble. You hold up the pebble. Please don't bother anyone with that, cleric. You think about who you could send a message to. There are a few targets you have in mind. Oh, I could send messages. I could. So I can use it to send the messages to people, right? Send a message to Lady Sageleaf. Hi, Lady Sageleaf. I'm working on the tea shop. Just wanted to check in and let you know that everything is going good. Send a message to Olzis. Hi, Olzis. Got any cool riddles that fit into 30 words or less? Send a message to Rick Spider. Hey, any news? Send a message to Viskin. I'm the cleric. I'm just calling you to let you know I've got a pebble of sending. Call her. Put the pebble back in your pocket. Well, good to know that I can use the pebble to send to people. Makes sense. Okay, let's have a look at this resistance note. A handwritten note entitled Important Notice. Young and Dumb has been updated. To resistant members of Tolstad. What are they resisting? Read the note. Tonight's ting is cancelled. Meet up tonight on Water Lane instead. It's time to stop the chant. It's signed by R. The chant? A locally produced newspaper by Asgard authors. You know that, cleric. Water Lane? You know what Water Lane is? Don't be stupid. It's right down below. You know, the underground port? Largest port in the city? Closest path is probably through the Pillar Crossing. When's this meeting? This evening, it seems. Tonight should mean something like between 7 o'clock and midnight or something else. Right, interesting. Move on. Bit scary too. Young people should not be running around. They could hurt themselves. You ever heard about a resistance now? Yeah, the Norvik Resistance or whatever. Minor organization. Basically a bunch of human kids causing trouble. I only know of them because they wiped away some goblin graffiti a couple of months ago. I went and talked with one of their mums. Nice old lady in East Housing. After that, we didn't have any more trouble. They're Asgardists? Nationalists, I think. Bunch of boys. Human boys tend to lean nationalist for certain reasons. Yes, obviously, roll your eyes despite the fact you cannot see it. Boys can be non-fascists. Boys can be non-fascists. It is possible. He shrugs. Sure, anything's possible. I'll stop looking now. I think I've already passed by that time. But maybe it will happen on another night. I imagine that could very much be the kids that we saw before. There's a note on this wall? Oh. Don't worry, Blue. We'll get someone for you to voice.
No, it's fine. I'm rather enjoying the riddles and the
The
fucking
mystery. And the missing and the
Asta showing
disappearing
up on the
people.
top of the roof. Yeah.
Get a bit of an idea of the layout of everything. The halfway bridge. It connects with the palace and the rest of southern Norvik. Why can't I go under it? Because it's not relevant. A bike! A bike line. One bike stands out to you. Sure, let's look at this fucking bike. A handful of bicycles are stationed at the local rack. Bicycle, useful for traversing long distances with ease and speed, used by common workers all around Norvik, seen as a poor man's way of travelling in the countryside. Bicycle, a tool for the common man to reach distances effectively and safely, an invaluable tool for an egalitarian society. Bicycle, famously used by freestriders during the early revolution to escape the majorcratic forces, now a symbol of many free cities in Reeds. Bicycle. Bikes are nice. Bike racks are stationed in many places around the city, usually in locales with lots of stairs. There's a stillness here, an uncommon sight at the heart of the city. Not a lot of bikes. The usual commuters are probably too scared to head past the tea shop. This particular bike is yours. Check the chain lock. You lean in and take a closer look. The rusty chain seems brittle, but wrapped so hard around the tyre that it would be annoying to get it out even if you had the key. Why would you wrap it like that? You should take better care of this magnificent bike. Wait, that is my bike. Yes, you fool. Keep up. Sure is. Best way of travel in Norvik, except of course on this godforsaken island fortress. Where is the key? Not here. Did you lose it somewhere? Don't go wandering around looking for your key, it's just a bike. Could getting the key be a quest? That does sound like a quest you would get. Sounds like a shitty quest. Find the missing key. The mystery of the bike key. Something like that would be perfect. No quest to be found here. Just sadness. Damn. The key is probably at the bottom of the river, along with the rest of your dignity. Hold on, when exactly did I come to Tolstad? On the 21st of March, evening. Then you fell. This is as far as you came. The hair at your back of your neck stands on end as you sense the sudden shift. I stumbled over the stone railing? Yes. And you broke the shit out of it. Was I alone? No. A lucky strike from some drunken fool, probably. Do I recall anything important? You chained the bike. You stood up. Then pain. This is where I fell into the river. The goblin glances over to the broken fence. Interesting. You must have had a lot to drink if you took a stumble like that. I do not consume alcohol. Yeah, sure. He gives you a curious expression. The expression says, how the hell are you alive? Considering everything, we better play it cool. Real cool. It's fine. You got my back, right? He chuckles. Nervously. Of course, cleric. He needs you alive. He glances down at the river once more. A hint of fear. You see anything strange about this bike now? No. It's a bicycle. He does not care. You like bicycles? Not particularly. You want to know a secret? Not particularly. This is my bike. Yeah, that seems to add up. He's implying that this rusty old bike suits you. Which is very true, mind you. I love this bike. If I remember where the key is, can I bring the bike with me? He takes a breath. First of all, don't ask me. You're an adult. Do whatever you want. Secondly, how the fuck are you going to take a bike around Tolstad? You're going to carry it? Up and down the stairs? The bike rack is set up here so that people can leave bikes before heading down the stairs to Water Lane. I could do that. Oh, you could. Yeah. If you find a pocket bike, that's another thing. The goblin sighs. But leave this one be, cleric. We've got work to do. Bye, bike. I see red eyes in this door. Surely nothing bad will happen here. The little hatch on the door is open. A puff of smoke escapes it. As you step up to the door, you see a smoke bellowing out a little hatch. A wooden sign hangs upon the door on a single rusty nail. It says open. You got business here or something? I want to buy potions now, and you'll get it from some local side street brewery. Of course, it's cheaper that way. That's true, but I'm not sure reality warping liquid is a thing you want to skimp out on. The goblin groans. Okay, whatever you do, be careful. These kinds of breweries are known to cause trouble, okay? I have no idea why the city lets them cook freely like this. Actually, I do know. Money and bribes. So be careful. 3 hard slams followed by a crunchy voice from beyond.
Yeah. It would be really unfortunate if they're a woman. A bloody moment, will ya?
I am waiting, patient seller.
You will hear a harsh growl from inside. I told you. One bloody moment. I'm realizing I'm slowly going into den. Through the smoke, you see a pair of peering red eyes in the hatch. You hear him click his tongue. Oh, you brought my E!
My E!
Where's my E? You a copper!
Turn to now. You a copper? I'm neither militia nor Earth Guard, obviously.
Well, no matter. If you got coin, you got potions, lad.
Potion. Any magical substance ingested for temporary effects.
Swirling, glowing, make your muscles get thicker than shit. Brut.
Brut. Degenerative slang for brute. Originating from the deeper corners of Sideways City, an urban sprawl located in the far north of Reeds. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, bet you do. We got all the standard stuff. Slash and river blood, you know. Ketamine, opioids. Just say the word. Oh, Gavin.
Gavin?
Oh yeah. Garboodle. Gavin.
Is he having a fucking stroke? He speaks a truly esoteric dialect. That's great, I'd love a potion.
Coolio. Go ahead, Brut.
Hold on, how much? I've got 288 crowns. Haggle 10%. Potion of healing for 50 crowns.
Unreliable. The mending. Won't solve the hole in the soul, but it'll get you through the day.
Do we have to do business on the steps like this? Can't I come inside?
No. My gaff is for pure bloods. Don't want you dragging muck in here either.
What about utility potions?
Utility? Cackles. Is that what you lot are calling it these days?
Potentially.
Polymorphic, body crackling, transmutables. Them's getting rare, brute. Can't get my sources to spit out the tools. Sideways gone dried up on me. And then the massive demand, especially the legendary ones, are asking for all the time. You know, the permanence. That shit can't be brewed though. Hey, I get 'em. I get why M's trying asking though. God, I don't have any left. Tons of that gaff on the market still though. Find it elsewhere, Brett. Or go to Sideways City yourself.
What kind of side effects? What kind of effects are we talking about here?
Longevity potion is a big one. Clear right living longer is popular. No surprise. Latin mirror gender potion. Flipping your pop in on the other side, Brett. Nothing else. Nothing better.
Mirror gendered potion, a unique and mass-produced polymorphic potion that swaps the drinker upon Jaw's masculinity-femininity spectrum.
Then there's other transmute spell in a bottle, mostly hex brew. Real muck.
Hexbrew, a brand of potions as well as the name of the largest mega coven in Reeds, led by Joanna, the most powerful hag on the coast. Joanna, the Lady to Brew, CEO of Hexbrew Corporation, and arguably the most powerful entrepreneur on the coast. Any aspiring grinders should listen to her tips. You've even read a book? It was okay.
If you got yourself crowns, you can morph yourself anyway, Brett. Once my sources get me them bloody tools.
You're completely out.
Yeah, coolio.
Well, too bad.
Yeah.
Got something more potent.
The potion seller cackles. Nah, brute. Not for you. The opioids are mine.
What? Why?
Why? 'Cause you'd be knackered by the one swig. My special brews ain't for you stilly lads.
I find that offensive, I do, mate.
Too bad.
Okay, if you say so.
I do. Anything, chi. Anything else? Oh, I said that is chi. Chi.
That's all for now, potion seller. Thank you.
I get that that is entirely just a bit on the potion seller meme, but by God, that was such a den. Find me my E and I'll give you all the opioids you fucking want.
Yeah, we explore all the way over here.
Set you up, brother.
Wonder if I can see where I fell into the river, because it seemed. Oh no, it's like literally here where I fell in. By the looks of it, because it's broken.
Yeah.
Right next to the shifty potion hut.
Yeah, I fucking saw it happen. What a wally. I ain't no snitch though.
I think this is as far as I can go. This way.
And the DM doesn't want you to read my mind, so.
The Great Purge of Norvik. Old symbol of an old regime. Street sign. You can look at it. The wooden boards have faintly glowing letters on them. Floating just an inch off the surface, the names of several locations are spelled out. A common type of magical int. Creates permanent messages on any surface, until dispelled, of course. This appears to be the more advanced kind, with a magic mouth-like ability. It can react to your commands and reshape temporarily. The sixth message, however, is only painted into the plank. Well, we're about to go into ads, so we will read this plank after an ad break. So, see you in a bit. back. Blue had to temporarily go from it, but he will be back. Which way is Darrow House? The words reshape from a moment into up the temple slope and the golden stairs. Ancestral home of the Darrows and one of the most influential noble families in Norvik. Which way is Tolstad's centre? Up the temple slope and through the Toll's route. Which way is Pillar Road? Down the temple steps. Just follow the, massive pillar rising endlessly into the sky and you'll find Pillar Road pretty easy. Which way is Tolstad Field? Down at the temple steps across the circle square. The southernmost tip of Tolstad, where the dwarves build their fortifications. The local park. Which way is Water Lane View? Down the temple steps and across the circle square, through the garden tunnel, over the pillar crossing. Takes a while to get there. Most commuters take one of the wooden bridges. Which way is Goblin Garden? Painted letters on the plank do not reshape into a guided message. If we could afford that fancy magic ink, I'd say downstairs, over grass, into tunnel, glory to Sageleaf, probably. Clear and concise. Which way was Darrow House? Up the temple slope and the golden stairs. Good sign. This road leads into Central Tolstad. You have no business there. But what if I wanted to? I cannot. This clearly leads up here. I could potentially get across there. Where's Toll's route? North Darrow House. I think we need to go to the Darrow House at some point. It says Darrow House in glowing magical lettering. Someone to talk to. Truly ancient pile of history popped up as garden decoration. Ooh, with a shard. Entrance to the old guard tower. I think we need to speak to Darrow. The Magister's back door looks cramped. I will wait. I'm going to wait for Blue to come back. I believe Blue is coming back. They're just restarting their computer, so... I'm having a lot of fun so far. It's not been as a busy one this time, but it's been fun trying to solve riddles. That's been exciting. Let me just confirm that Blue is returning. Wow, that's a bit difficult to do if they're restarting their computer. So I guess I'll just wait a minute and exist. I don't want to do more voices at the moment until they return. Yes, they are. Cool. Work has been pretty busy, pretty crazy. Lots of people, because it's been Easter. Oh, do we have a Blue?
The chance to
You sound like you're underwater.
Uh-oh. Hope not.
No, you sound fine now.
Okay. Yeah, no. I just had to take my chance to do something else while my computer was off briefly. But it worked out. And hopefully now it means I can get stream up.
Yes, I was waiting for you because there are two characters here. So I wanted to make sure that you were here. This is the Darrow House. This is our boss.
Oh. Whoa.
And seemingly an angel. So, do you want boss or angel? Or both?
Oh god.
How about you go for angel? I feel like that's most apt.
Alright. I can do an angel. Oh, male Zafkiel, let's go.
An LR of Norvik, an LR of a girl, and a newspaper clipping about the coin lord. A nightly helm
LR.
must be a leftover. Take it. Frogmouth. It's a bit difficult to move in this thing. +2 charisma, -2 dex. Okay. Can I examine it? No. No. It does look a bit silly. -2 dex. I could do it. I'm okay with some -2 dex.
Very
I could do it with my
charismatic.
charisma being up. Yeah. Let's talk. Let's behold this angel. Etir, city sworn angel. I will use my strength to behold them. I got 0. I've gained no new information about them.
Oh, that's a soundbite. The angel stands tall. Oh, she! Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
female.
That makes that easier. She's blocking the hallway, leading further into the coin lord's mansion.
She looks like a giant in here, despite the high ceiling.
Her many eyes glare at you.
I like that. That's a halo of like eyes.
Of eyes, yeah.
It's very cool. It's a very cool art in general.
Mm.
Is that the magistrate? Point to the stairs.
She nods. We will see you now, cleric.
The words leave you shaking. The goblin gives you a stern look. Yeah, this is dangerous. Super dangerous. Battle of wits. This will go great. Okay. Okay, well, Angel didn't provide that much conversation, I suppose.
A woman of few words.
Colours. Mural. Painted onto the ancient stone blocks, colourful imagery rises over you. It is faded, near gone. It is beautiful. What is this? Some kind of whale? A mural of some ancient civilization. Fade error, most likely. These ancient towers around Tolstad must have been covered in such paint long ago. It does look pretty. Beautiful. Truly. The figure on the wall stares at you. Leave it there. Right. Magister Nicholas Darrow.
Darrow.
Human Earthfolk. Level 3 Coin Lord. Here he is, the Coin Lord of Norvik and Magistrate of Tolstad. That smile on his face is a facade. Of course, an expression simulacra. Heavily trained over the course of 20 years on the job. He's an expert in his field, and his field is politics. I could take his key. I can just take his key. He's not... It's not pickpocketing. Interesting.
Mm.
Do you want this one, or shall I take it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Did you hear the
Yes, I did hear the but I feel like his fate might be sealed due to that description. At the top of the stairs, you see a man placed upon his silken throne. His well-groomed face lit by a single bulb candle, but he does not look at you. Instead, he folds his copy of the Novikian Post in half and sighs.
When you look at that, it's Coin Lord Darrow in the flesh. Don't make him mad. This is your boss.
You hear about this? The man slaps his newspaper.
Oh, I think I know where you're getting your inspiration from.
Arglist opportunist. Or strikes fear in Silka's guild. He reads to you. Then he lowers the paper and mutters, 9 1,000 crowns in damages.
Damn, that's likely to his salary. He looks annoyed and impressed at the same time. This man commands attention. Protesters?
Hooligans.
They're just trying to get their point across.
Oh, they did that a long time ago.
His eyes. He is reading you.
Are you... Did you take that helmet from downstairs?
No, in bold. Yes. Which helmet? Which helmet?
He cracks a smile. Ah, whatever. Go ahead. Take what you need.
Huh?
A goblin companion lets out a sigh of relief.
That's what life has come. Oh, that's what life has come to here in this city, isn't it? Everyone just grabbing what they need. It's democracy.
You don't like democracy?
My opinion does not matter, does it? Darrow lets out a sigh, folding his paper in half. Again. It's the age of crowds. That's what they call it. And the loudest voices keep shouting at me in particular, it seems.
The crowd has power beyond belief.
He furrows his brow. The moonlight makes him look like a marble bust.
He is certainly playing the part.
He shifts his eyes over to your companion. I see you've picked up a goblin.
He takes a step forward. Lord Darrow, Lady Sageleaf has declared a joint operation.
Oh, of course she has. Cleric, if you will, would you like to... I'd like to speak with you in private.
Excuse me? The coin lord glances to you and then back to the goblin glances to you and then back to the coin lord. Seriously? He's with me.
I can see that. Now, if you please. He gestures towards the stairs. Your services are not needed at the moment. Thank you.
Snell lifts his head into the air. Uh-huh. Don't piss off the goblin. You want him to watch your back. Snell would appreciate it if you stood up for him. No good option here. Someone's gonna get pissed. Tension. Sweat. What can you say? Snell stays.
The tall man glares at you.
Your arsehole puckers. Glare back. You hear a chuckle from your companion. It's fine. Late, anyhow. Gives you a knowing glance. I'm heading home. First thing tomorrow, cleric. The tone of his voice gives it away. He respects you a little bit now. Snell gives you a quick nod, then he turns to leave.
The coin lord glances out the window and remains quiet for a moment. I feel compelled to ask. Once you hear the door closing behind Snell on his way out, he continues. How was your meeting with our dear goblin chieftain?
I'm mediated.
Good man. His jaw tightens, then loosens.
You notice a ring on his finger. It looks Esoteric. The Coin Lord carries an iron will ring, as all good politicians do. Makes any mind-altering spells you cast on him useless. Don't waste any spell slots.
I must apologize, cleric. Tossing you around as a pawn in this regrettably political game of ours isn't something I hoped for. You obviously have much more important matters to attend to in the palace.
Of course you do. Not really. The Lord is flattering you. He's gotten far in life using this tactic. I'm here to protect the city, my lord.
Good, I'm pleased to hear that. First things first. I'm obliged to offer accommodations during your stay in Tolstad.
The cleric does a little fuck yeah to himself.
Fist pump.
Obliged. Interesting word choice. It's customary for clerics on a job to be given free housing by their employer.
You may stay in the old guard tower. The Coin Lord tosses you an iron key. That key will get you access to the tower. It uses one of the floors. You take the top one.
This tower, is it fancy?
He stifles a laugh. It'll do.
As I say, it'll suit you perfectly.
He shuffles about, looking annoyed for a moment. Now, about the incident. As soon as the fires were put out, I had the city engineer inspect for structural damage.
He speaks of the tea shop. Obviously.
Once it was cleared and no casualties were reported, I shut it down.
Without an investigation?
Initially, yes, as a precaution. The reason why we've been so very careful with this whole ordeal is simply because we do not want to cause more strife. We've got enough of that already. Earth, pray tell.
Earth, pray tell, Novokian lingo, spoken as an exclamation of surrender to the knowledge and power of the protective god of the city, sometimes used ironically since his death by secularists. Suddenly you see how very tired this man is, and his breath smells funky. You see him shift around in his chair. He is taking something to stay awake. Illumian herbs, most likely. Did you notice what he said? Your real job here is not to solve this crime. The real job is to dodge arrows for the magistrate. Dodge, the act of not getting hit. You should try it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Strife?
It's election week, cleric. We've got illegal lorries, pop-up presses full of lies, and the populace ready to tear their neighbors into pieces. If the city is to survive, we need to play it safe. He rubs his eyes. Then we've got the tired old Lord Patriarch who hasn't left his villa for years. That leaves us in charge. Or that leaves us in charge.
You, the magistrates.
Yes, cleric. We, along with the straggling patriarchs and other palace officials, hold the reins in this election. For the party of Norvik. Or Norvik. Trust me, it's not easy being a magistrate. Anyhow, the tea shop.
He gestures for you to continue the conversation. What's your theory?
This matter with the tea shop is one big distraction, I'm afraid.
Of course it is. Right before the election, at the heart of the city. Political manipulation. So it's just a smokescreen.
Well, my purest guess would be someone with access to arcane artifacts, or at worst, a rogue spellcaster. Someone who would benefit from scared goblins and angry Asgulls. Asgulls.
Asgard's, yeah. So,
A radical.
not a bad guess. However, he is clearly attempting to not place focus on any real powers in the city. If a party was to blame, that would cause a headache for him. What information do you have?
Aggressive spread of fire, a loud explosion. Militia rushes across the city in Militia rush across the halfway bridge and put it out. He looks out the window. The owner is missing. But no one got hurt.
Got it. Keep him talking. You need more info before you ask about the tea shop. It might be smart to go for the tea shop question straight away. Who knows how you'll fuck up if you keep on asking questions. You acquire information. Ask. Who are you voting for in this election?
You would gain health.
Oh, that's an interesting bit of information I could tell him. He probably already knows. Viskin, the local mortician, is a lich. Let's ask boring questions. So you're the coin lord.
For now. Post-election, I might end up on a very long vacation.
Is that Angel your bodyguard or something?
More or less. There is a high prefect. Every magistrate gets the highest tier of protection available.
High Prefect. Few hold this title in Norvik. It is given to great warriors of Earth who serve the palace closely.
She's not much of a talker, but I can't say I dislike it.
She gets the job done.
You hear that, Itia? Dara calls down the stairs. Yes, magistrate, she replies coldly from below. The magistrate shakes his head. Earth be good.
How is the election going?
We're winning.
His voice is not cheerful. Be awkward and stay silent. You're not happy about it?
He scoffs. We've got a third of the populace. A third. That means we've already lost the goodwill of a large portion of the human population, according to the latest polls. The campaign is a half failure, but it'll get us over the finish line.
The campaign?
The national campaign aimed at retaining the spirit of Ur in his folk. It's been 70 years since the reconquest. Let us celebrate that victory. The fancy man finds a chair. Yay.
An attempt to make the masses worship the state instead of their dead god. You'd argue that it was quite successful before this campaign. Humans were kind of lost. Now they have a purpose.
He sighs. You have read Laxatro, I assume.
So yes, it'll make you look smart. I found a copy of it down below, in the collection of a halfling scholar, but I've read it many times before, obviously.
He raised his hand. Of course. But you'd be surprised. Not every cleric is as well read as you'd imagine. We follow his teachings when building the campaign. A campaign to bridge the gap between a follower of Earth and a citizen of Norvik.
You want people to worship the state.
More or less.
Horrifying. What sort of chaos is the election brewing?
All kinds.
What's your problem with Asgalists?
You're kidding. He laughs. They've infiltrated every guild. Their rally circus causes near riots whenever they gather up. They're disrupting the economy when when the agrarian party fell apart. We almost had a famine on our hands. Oh well, he corrects himself straight away. Famine is a bit of an exaggeration, but they did practically ruin our grain exports for an entire quarter. Hells, we've been better off with the freestyles any day of the week. They at least uphold basic economic stability.
He's spitting truth. They indeed did not cause a famine. The only ones responsible for that economic upheaval were the shareholders refusing to increase the wages of the farmhands. That is why they all flipped green. They wanted a decent income. They were instead fired from their positions. If they, in any way, supported Asgalism, which in turn slowed down the production of grain, thus hurting their exports. If they had only shared a small amount of their profits, their quarter would have been fine. I have some other non-election questions.
I have some other non-election questions. Who are you voting for? I agree. Rotation B. Oh, sorry.
There's a line.
Sorry, yeah. Good, I've talked enough about this damn election for a lifetime. That's why I didn't even want to mention that line.
I got distracted by a spinning bee outside.
I got distracted by a spinning... Marissa just keeps putting them outside my window.
Is the missing paladin involved?
Right. Is that what the papers call him now? He laughs. Thank you. It started as Daryl, and then it very quickly went into a very tired king. Lord Gorm has been missing for weeks, so I'm afraid the timeline doesn't quite add up. He shakes his head. If you find him skulking about below, you can ask him anything you want. Just let him know that he's being kicked off the campaign, okay?
He sounds pissed. Paladin would often delve too deep into the tunnels below Norvik. It's tradition, really. If you find him, perhaps there'll be a reward. If the goblins hadn't pushed for it, would you have sent for me?
Oh, no, the posh man looks you up and down.
And goes, ah.
And then goes, I don't know why I misread the as No, I don't think I would have.
Honesty. He's not talking around it. Means he doesn't see you as a threat. You really should have sent for someone with more expertise for this.
He snods. I'm afraid your being here is a bit of a perfect storm. We needed someone with the abilities, but without any direct ties to the campaign. He leans back. Did you know that every higher class cleric in the city is actually a devoted member of the Nationalist Party?
Higher class? That's probably lingo for anyone above petty officer.
Except you, apparently.
Because of your history.
Don't mean to pry, but I do wonder. Why?
I don't mean to pry, then proceeds to pry. Love this guy. I was arrested during an Asgard rally once, so they wouldn't let me join.
The posh man stops for a moment before letting you out a bellowing laugh. I'm sorry, I don't do those. I'll be damned. Well, we all make silly mistakes as teenagers. They wouldn't hold that against you.
I was 25 years old.
Oh.
Now he just thinks it's sad.
Well, anything else you needed?
What's my actual job here?
Your actual job. It is to do what I asked of you.
He's getting tired of this.
Look around the lubble, ask around for witnesses or evidence. I want you to keep the goblins happy. Do that, and I'll be happy.
I'm not going to mention this. Although I want to see the response, I'm not going to mention it because I don't think it's a good idea. I need access to the tea shop. Audibly gulp.
He mutters. Oh, he mutters.
His eyes. He's thinking of making a choice. Now is the time to convince him. Be careful.
The goblins are not the only ones with eyes on a scorched tea shop. In fact, I've been advised to simply ignore the whole thing. To just let it go.
That would be a sound choice if the goal is to avoid political fallout. Politically, that would be wise.
True. We won't gain votes by any of this. However, Sage Leith is insistent. He sighs and looks out the window. I'm in a difficult position, cleric. Do make it easier for me, will you?
And how do I do that, my lord?
He speaks with a projected voice and says, I want you to be... I want to be able to trust you.
It's...
He interrupts you. continuing. Trust that you'll be able to keep this on the down low.
If there is something about this tea shop.
That if anything unseemly were to become uncovered, you'd of course keep such things from non-city affiliated factions.
The coin-lord's fellow flaps his lips like a barnacled goose, but you can follow. Barnacle goose, a black-feathered, medium-sized goose, known to consume travellers up in Toll's Pass.
Do you understand?
Not a question, a demand. Wait, this is your chance to stand your ground. Turn the tide on this fucking convo. He's trying to steamroll me, right? Yep. He's really manhandling you. Hilarious. Come on, stand up for yourself. He'll respect you for it. You gotta catch up. No. Just accept it. Oh, well, I won the one you won the helmet. That takes balls. Plus 3 DC, you've annoyed him. Plus 1 DC, you're exhausted. But I have advantage against bureaucrats because I went to see the fairest guy. Attempt to catch up.
Oh!
Natural fucking 20. You close your eyes. You listen. Now, you big buffoon, you. You got approximately 1.5 seconds before this word Mansa takes control of the conversation again. So it's time to shoot your shot, and you know exactly what to do. Ask what he will vote in the election? No! Of course not. You gotta get him off balance, and of course you know exactly how to do that. Hug him, punch him in the face, sit in his lap. I'll try to jump out of the window. I need to make a counter-offer? Yeah. That's exactly it, sorta. You open your eyes after a very long blink to find the magistrate tapping his fingers against his cheek. He's just about to keep going in his round when you interrupt him by going, "I'm a busy man, magistrate."
Your comment causes him to stop speaking.
It's a start. Your politicking is important, fine. But I have a job to do. My career's on the line here.
He simply looks at you, silent for once.
I am a rational actor. I will obviously keep the city's interest in mind, but in return, you must offer me leeway in this.
He leans back in his chair.
Grant me access to the tea shop. In return, I'll keep the goblin off your back, and I'll make sure Torstad remains calm for the election. The knife is in, now twisted. You have a duty to this city, magistrate. Allow me to perform mine.
A smirk creeps onto his face. A rational actor, he mumbles. With that motivation, with what motivation, then?
Quick, don't leave him hanging. You know what to say. Revenge.
He scoffs, glancing down at the newspaper once more. The coin seems to leave the silence hanging in the air.
He's thinking. Looking at the paper is a negotiation tactic. You've sized him up, at least a little bit.
Fine. I can work with that. The passphrase is Cardenum poison.
No one would ever speak ill of that wonderful spice.
Report back to me on the election day. Oh, report back to me on election day. Make sure to clear this up with the goblins before then, will ya?
Thank you, magistrate.
Just make it happen.
Just to go. I managed to have a conversation with him and keep up.
God, I'm gonna be honest, that entire time I was trying to remember the name of that NPC. That I was shamelessly ripping off. Okay.
A McTavish, I presume.
No, it wasn't a McTavish. I kind of ended up like I realized after a point that I was kind of just doing fucking
One of
the
yours or
guy.
one of the other
No, it
campaigns?
was
Or...
an NPC. It was the guy that Barissa is married to. I hate that that is the best description I could give.
Oh, Corvus.
No, no, not married to then.
Oh, Blackwood.
Yes.
Uh, um. Oh God, sorry. We had a context. We had a long-standing campaign that unfortunately ended, but it went on for how many years?
Oh,
Probably
quite
like
a number.
5 at least. I would say probably 4 or
Yeah,
5. And so there was
I
a lot of
can't
characters,
remember.
and there was 2 DMs, kind of complicated story. Won't get into it. But yeah, we had lots of characters from that, and that's where we can pick out a lot of voices that we did or NPCs did, and we tend to take a lot of those. Not
What was
Douglas.
Blackwood's first name? No, like Douglas
Douglas was
did
the
keep coming to
one in
mind, but
Deerstriff.
yeah,
Gregor.
Gregor. I think it was Gregor.
Gregor,
Gregor
yeah.
Blackwood. Yes, because at the end of every single sentence by that point, I kept just hearing like the whole "and it'll keep Marissa happy," and that's a happy wife, happy life. Like,
Oh, thank you very
anyway.
much for the raid, Kite. Thank you very much. Welcome to Esoteric
Woo.
Ebb, where we do silly voices and read out things. Hello, 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 Omega. Hello. How are we all
My
doing
wife.
today? I've just realised I forgot to launch StreamerBot before I started. Happy days. Let me just launch that now before I forget.
Marissa invented
If you don't
vaccines, don't you know?
If you don't know me, I am Cass Morgause. I'm your local hit streamer. I stream games like Esoteric Ebb. I stream games like Darkest Dungeon. And I hope you all get comfortable here. If you need to go get a drink or do anything else, feel free to do so. But yes. Anyway, let's see if the angel has anything else to say.
The angel stands tall. She's blocking the hallway, leading further into the Conrad's mansion.
I'm also joined by Blue, who does not stream.
Hello. I do not stream.
No, we've already read this bit. There we go.
How many eyes glare at you?
Look at that art, by the way. Look how awesome that looks. Look at the eye, the halo of eyes. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke with the magistrate.
She nods. Be finished with your business here. The magistrate will not have time again, cleric.
Darrow's letting me stay in your tower. Show her the key.
The spinning eyes stop for a moment.
Uh-oh. Run.
I am aware.
Are you okay with that?
She is silent for a beat. No. The magistrate has ordered it.
She's not happy about it. Do I get the tower all to myself?
No.
She doesn't mean your roommates exactly. Sounds cozy.
The angel appears to sigh.
Mimicry. You realise she does not breathe. Such interesting biology. A truly esoteric creature. I'm not taking your bed, am I?
I do not sleep, cleric.
Don't say weird. Weird. Or do it, whatever.
She bows her head slowly, but does not respond.
I'll be going to the guard tower then.
There is a bedroll on the upper floor. Do not touch anything.
Listen to her. Obey. Okay.
Okay.
I cannot make the audible gulping noise. I've never been very good at that.
I got like the perfect one there, but I don't know how I did it.
Oh, finally, somewhere to sleep at 5:11 in the morning. It's almost accurate to real life.
Oh god.
Pile of ledgers covered in official city seals. You look over a thick pile of documents, each adorned with the symbol of a fish. Official city documents could contain useful information. Do you see the size of this pile? It'll take hours to go through it all. Flip through and skim. The documents are not very organised. However, as your eyes glance over titles, reports, and statements made over decades, you do find a few that catch your attention. Also, I completely forgot to shout you out. I should do that. I'm a professional streamer. There we go. And it did work. There we go. They were last playing Poker Peter. Good choice. Very cozy and chilled game. Sweeping your gaze over the pile, you immediately stop at a bill of sale. A sale by the city to the Ascani Reed Trading Company. Just lifting the ledgers one by one gives you a strong feeling of not wanting to do this right now. Go quest instead. The older files focus on the oldest. That's where you'll find interesting perspectives. Obviously, just look for any mention of the tea shop. However, be careful. Each attempt to analyze a document will take time out of your day. Okay, I should probably do that tomorrow then. Good thinking, brain. Let's just see if we can go to sleep. A fine place to sleep, relatively speaking. There it goes. The first day on the job. Before you lies a bedrock. Can I sleep now? Yes, your body is weary. Why do I have to sleep? If you stay awake for more than 48 hours, you will die. Interesting, that's a failure. Which is not good for your physical health. You should go to bed. Taking a long rest restores your hit points. Hit dice, lowers your exhaustion to 0, and restores your spent spell slots. Well, I need them. A long rest lasts 8 hours, and you can take one after 8 o'clock each day. No, really, what is this thing? It's a bed. It doesn't look like a bed. Leather bound and filled with ox clippings. Somewhat soft. A bed roll. I see, like one of those things adventurers use when sleeping on a journey. Yes. This is going to hurt your back. At least there's no snoring here. Remember the barracks? You hear only wind here, and the occasional giant seagull call. Giant seagull, a native Ascani bird. They are an opportunistic feeder upon the coast, hunting the various large and monstrous fish and crustaceans, as well as scraps left by folk. They are seldom aggressive, despite their size. It will be a good place to rest. Lie down, take a long rest. Time to sleep. After several hours. Staying within the confines of the guard tower, you successfully spend 8 hours on your long rest. No need to roll any encounters. You've had enough of one adventuring day. Now let's see. And sorry about letting you stumble into the city below. I'm just surprised you made it out alive. Thanks, DM. But now it's time to deal with the main quest. The tea shop awaits. Oh, the angels just here.
Makes sense. It is her
This is their house. Day 2, March the 23rd, 27 PE. You... ... Your muscles strain as the second day begins. Today, you need to gather more evidence. this mystery will not solve itself. I'm not feeling too good. This is literally how you feel like 50% of the time. More sleep would help. Perhaps tomorrow. I fell asleep quickly for once. Because you were exhausted. Gotta keep running around if you want to get shit done. Ignore those tired legs. Come on, keep running. I have the weirdest dreams. Do you? The stress of a new job. Get yourself together. New city, new tower, new bedroll. Newish. You'll be a little scatterbrained. It is what it is. Some say dreams are the mortal's way. Some say dreams are the mortal's mind way of receiving divinations. But that's bullshit, so just don't think about it, okay? Question, who cares if I actually complete this mission or not? Your patriarch, for one. There are rumours that the Law Lord is putting a lot of pressure on your superiors. Law Lord, the magistrate handling judiciary rulings, stockades, archiving, culture, the Earth Guard, as well as anything esoteric. Currently held by Sventel Alemican in the Palace District. Stockades, the great prison dungeon of Norvik, comprised of a large section of the part of city below that lays beneath the palace, refitted to be used for modern rehabilitation and confinement of all types of convicted criminals. Yes, Alemican has been very thorough in his management of the Earth Guard as of late, in preparation for this foolish election. If you cause trouble, if you don't handle this, there will be trouble. Even more so than last time. Last time was bullshit, everyone knows it. You just didn't handle it with style. Next time will be different. Somehow you doubt that. Through simple pattern recognition. Start your day. I could look in a chest if I had mage hand. Glorious shrine to the one and only Earth. You approach the shrine.
You could get that chest if you had mage hand, and the owner of the chest wasn't directly right there.
I mean, I could probably still do it. They just might not be happy about it. Let's prep cure wounds because I'm gonna need it. Detect alignment because fun. Speak with animals because fun. Charm person because fun. And prayer of healing because sensible. I will keep Shield of Faith, even though it will reduce my damage, but I've got healing, so it's fine. A copper calendar. On the wall, you see a classic copper calendar. Most households in Norfolk have one. Your mum had one that would glow on birthdays. It's spinning ever so slowly. The outer wheel moves one full step every day. The middle wheel moves every month, and the inner moves every year. This one seems special. It keeps track of both the seasons of Ascan, Reeds, and Borghini, as well as all major Earthfolk holidays. What day is it? The outer wheel tells you it's March the 23rd. When's the election? In 4 days. What's the current month? The calendar's middle wheel is showing March as the current month. That's the 3rd month! It is. Well done. That means it's still winter in Ascan, yet the weather is incredibly fair. It's been this way most of your life, but it apparently did not used to work like this. Back in the day, in the previous era, seasons changed upon their designated days, and not a moment before. Could apparently cause quite the whiplash. What does that mean? Seasons change upon their designated days, and not a moment before.
You go winter, and then just like the next day you wake up and snow. Like, there is only white outside.
I just wonder how that works for the world and the logic of that. I suppose it's esoteric.
Yeah, I mean, you've got an angel right there. I imagine a god might have done it.
Fair.
Or
Earth does decide apparently gender and alignment. So. What year does it say it is? The inner wheel is very still on the piece of copper saying 27 post-war. It has always been easy to keep track of how old you are thanks to that. Who decides? I'm guessing I was born on 0 then, so I might be 27 years old. If that would make sense, that would be very easy to figure out.
So you only fucked with that political party 2 years ago.
Who decides when a new era begins? Jaw. Magically attuned items and timekeeping spells. I did the wrong voice there. Current timekeeping spells will keep time in regards to the eras which shifts for reasons beyond anyone's understanding. Anyone's but Jaw's, most likely. So one day all the timekeeping spells just magically shift to show a new era? Yes. Cool. It is. Since the era is just as old as I am, yes. Does that mean I'm the chosen one? No. It is entirely an unremarkable coincidence. Maybe in your heart. Who decides on the names of the eras? The eras have no objective names. They are chosen by each culture differently. In Norvik, the common era type is simply to follow the region common structure, which in Gate era, 3,000 years, Fade era, 1,100 years, Divine era, 379 years, Arcane era, 511 years, Post-War era, 27 years ongoing. Post-War era, the fifth and current era, only 27 years in, but often seen as an era of mending after the brutal Coast War. Many suggest it will be an era of ideologies, a struggle to determine the next dominant force on the coast. Well, that feels convenient to everything happening right now. We're about to have ads coming up, and I've got a lot of questions about errors, so I think we'll run ads, and then I think we'll go for... How do you feel like another hour?
I will probably head off before then. I was actually thinking I might head off rather soon.
Okay.
So I might say goodbye just before the ads, actually. If that is all right.
Well, I've got the angel to speak to.
I'll stick around for the angel then, and then I'll head off after.
Well, what I might do, I can either I could finish this and then finish stream, and then that'll be the end of stream, or I can. And I'm not adverse against that. It has been 3 hours, so I am getting a little bit tired myself. So I'm gonna just snooze this, and actually, let's run ads. We'll go through this, talk to the angel, and then we'll call it.
All right.
Alrighty, so we'll run ads now. So back in a sec. I return. Hello. I will read some stuff out. Hello. We'll be back in a minute. Gate era was the earliest era, right? Yes, from the creation of the coast by Jaw to the closing of the gates at the end of the Great War. The closing, a term of the closing of the gates, the event which entered the Gate era, occurred exactly 227 years ago. Fade era was that time when all the ancient creatures died, right? More or less. It was the era when the powerful creatures trapped after the gates shut struggled for dominion, while losing connection with their outer gods. This was an era of giants, genies, dragons, and great aberrations. Divine era is a short one. That's the feudal era, right? Indeed. Or short in comparison, almost 4 centuries is a long time in terms of great change. This was when mortal, walking gods ruled the coast, when great kingdoms rose and great empires conquered vast lands. Or as you say, feudalism and barbaric governments. Arcane era was a bit longer. That's when the Arcanists rose and fell, right? It was an era marked by man's power and corruption, when God's influence waned in juxtaposition with the might of the esoteric. And the post-war era has just begun. We will see how long it lasts. We will most likely not see its end. Good to know. Indeed. Look closer at the seasons marked around the wheel. You see the months and seasons marked into the copper plate. Gorgoni. Summer, 6th. Faltini, reads in spring, 1st. March, Vergini, autumn, 22nd. Beltan, Askini, spring, 3rd. Reads in summer, 1st. Thisi, Forgini, winter, 20th. Thirsi, reads in autumn, 1st. Cronus, Ascani Summer, 28th. Ingami, Volgini Spring, 14th. Eldra, Ascani Autumn, 14th. Somi, Ascani Winter, 7th. Redeem Winter 1st. This is like every DM's like dream is to have like their deep lore and like seasons like interrogated and looked into, like the stuff that you made just for the fun of it. Now people can be like, how do the seasons work in this world? Welcome back.
And yet the month is still March.
It only mentions 3 of the bands. What about the rest? The list of all 8 bands would be excessive. You saw a true season calendar once. It was in the palace long hall. The great wheels turned by use of some ancient esoteric force, and every band had its season marked clearly on the glowing plates. A glorious magic item. My birthday is on the 13th of Cronus. It is. Do I have to keep track of this? It'd be ridiculous for a grown man to not know the names of the months. Don't worry, no one will ask you to remember the months. Alright, every band's seasons shift on different days. That's confusing. It is. But don't worry, you've never left Ascan in your life. Okay, good. Neat. Look at something else. You do so. Check out the holidays. You look at the various holiday marking into the copper plate. Gorgoni, Earth's passing, 7th. Earth's passing, the day your god died. Norvik used to celebrate this with fervour when you were little, as many fanatics believed he would return if they hosted a truly legendary festival. Earth's passing, drink and feasting with family and friends, mostly used to ignore the darkness of winter outside. Feltini, Fast of Tuk. Fast of Tuk, in remembrance of the tribulation of the Earth folk. Back in Old Dominion, a feast is held. The most devout would abstain from sustenance for 36 hours in preparation. March, Great Migration. Great Migration, the day the Earth folk arrived on the Ascani shores for the first time. Often celebrated by cleaning and preparing boats for the first breaking of the ice. But since it's no longer as cold as it used to be in March, people often head out on fishing trips to celebrate. Belton, Blood Night, 1st, 7. Silence, 7th. Blood Night, a solemn holiday usually spent visiting graves of loved ones, especially fallen soldiers. Each day of a week you're supposed to pray for a different fallen soldier. The angel, why is the cleric staring at my calendar for so long? Thissy, River Run, Giant Crown. Rivers Run, Novaconian holiday celebrated at the start of summer. Traditionally, a bike race is held along River Torna each year. River Run, a good food and fresh crayfish by River Torn is served by various gatherings. The kids are supposed to run or bike along the river as the ships race each other. Oh my god. 30. Folks Feast. Folks Feast, a great celebration during the short Ascani summer. Many animals are slaughtered and many treats are baked for this annual celebration. It is held on the long day of the Ascani sun. Cronus, Tolls Dance, 28th. Tolls Dance, a holiday for lovers and young people who meet up at various fields outside the city to dance through the night. You were never invited to one. Ingani, Phoenix Wrath. Watch, not Wrath, Phoenix Watch. And exactly 28 days before Ascani Autumn, a phoenix passes over Norvik, going inland. For an hour, the intense light turns night to day. Ultra, Torn's Flame, 14th. Torn's Flame, to hold the darkness of autumn at bay. A great bonfire is placed on top a longship and lit on fire in Norvik. It is then sailed north on River Torna, which is relit in every major settlement during the coming weeks. Sawmill, Robe's Night. Robe's Night. Before the eternal darkness and intense cold of the Ascani winters begins, a group of women are selected in Norvik to perform a series of chants on the bank of River Torna. It is said that in the past these women would be allowed to walk upon the water and cross the river through their love of Earth. I'm gonna come back to that, because that was a lot. I will look at that at the beginning of the next stream. Let's talk to the angel for now. I can probably behold them again. Let's see if we roll better. That is better. Celestial, level 10 angel. Cold, stern, glorious. She follows orders, the type of orders that grant internal fulfillment. There is a sadness in her existence, broken wings stuck among lesser beings. What does she seek? No alignment like we get for everyone else quite early on. Interesting. 17 strength, 15 dex, 13 con, 12 intelligence, 10 wisdom, 7 charisma. Hello, Angel. This is you, Blue.
Yes, I just realised I was muted in Discord. The Postal Inspector does not turn to face you as you approach. She appears to focus on her work, a series of floating pieces of paper, with her many eyes.
Hi there, I'm the cleric. Who are you? The quiet in your mind changes its quality. It feels annoyed.
I am Etir, she states to you, yet her mouth does not move.
Telepathic communication. Not really an introduction, more of a checklist of etiquette. I saw you last night, right?
Yes. We exchanged names.
Wow, careful around this one. She's a charmer.
The Celestial appears to focus on her work, a stack of many, many documents, with her many eyes. There is no acknowledgement of your presence in in any of her many, many eyes.
She is avoiding eye contact in an effort to avoid conversation. None of them are looking at you? What are the odds?
I am busy.
Busy with what?
Notes.
You need help with that?
I do not require assistance, cleric.
What's it like being an angel?
No response.
Can you cast spells?
She just keeps working.
Most celestials have innate magical abilities. Do you really see out of all those eyes on the halo?
All her eyes focus on you for 1 second.
Your bones quiver. I can't just ask her about Earth, right? That depends. Do you think she would respect you for daring to ask such a question? No. That sounds horrifying. Earth's death weighs heavily on his closest servants. This is the type of question that might be wildly offensive to an angel. But then again, many of them might want to talk about it, with the expected silence weighing heavily on them. Hard to say. Yet it is clear in her body language she does not wish to answer such a question. Yet, the boldness might also impress her. She appears to be that type of person. Can you fly or just float? Glance at her broken wing.
The twin twitches to the side.
You feel a sickening fascination with the crippled ring. Dread in your extremities. But you want to touch it.
Do not.
She's not reading your mind. She is really reading your clearly telegraphed intentions. Really don't. It just looks so cool.
The Celestial does not even look at you, despite having so many eyes.
Look around at her messy quarters. You, live like this?
Some of her eyes occasionally turn to stare at you.
Your room at home is much, much worse. Yeah, but she's an angel. There's probably a higher standard involved. The mess is a sign that she's an industrious worker, clearly.
Yes, cleric. This is my base.
Cool. It's cozy.
She does not respond. Right.
You've offended her. You've defeated a skeleton, that makes you a man. She likes bold men. It's not a difficult DC. But first... Okay, bye. Let me just change clothes. It's a con check. I'm gonna try and get a high con roll. Okay, that is not lowering anything there. That is upping my constitution. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I believe
Nope.
one of the buckets increases your con. I'm not sure which one.
The bucket.
No, never mind, it's strength, not con. Never mind.
I'm not lowering con of anything else, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. Well, bucket we will.
Good day, cleric.
Her voice is cold and emotionless. She might just want to say what you want. With all the possible things in the world you could be doing, you've chosen to hassle Celestial. Which is, going by the Freestrider example, will end up being a long drawn-out affair leading to nothing but a handful of headaches and a couple of genocides. Don't bother with frivolities. Celestials are higher beings, and you must engage them in that manner. That's correct, actually. But she is not the type to do small talk. It'd be rude rather than polite. Muster up the courage to ask her about Earth.
No.
You clench.
Apparently.
The angel's presence causing you to shake. The body does not hold. It cannot stand her overwhelming aura of divinity. Could be that she's a hot woman, or the divine aura. Either or, really. Shake. And also, shiver.
Cleric. I am busy. Move on.
You must try again later. This is important. Well, I guess we'll try.
Man.
I mean, hold on. I could.
Good day, cleric.
I could use shards. I feel like it's worth it. Yeah, let's try again. Constitution said it was important. There we go, that's better. Oh, I nearly went down. You clench. You pause unnecessary bodily functions, and some necessary ones like breathing. Then you focus on the goal. Speech. Tell me about Earth.
She stops writing.
Uh-oh.
She mimics a sigh. The faded man god. Earth of Norvik.
That's the guy.
Yes. She lifts her hand, pointing towards your chest. I serve his remnants. Dizzy Smokku.
Smoko. What?
How many eyes look at you? The Celestial turns her head in your direction, just a bit. I uphold my honor through service to the Coin Lord.
You should quit. Darrow really sucks.
The angel's many eyes land upon you. They stay for a while before she returns to her documents.
She is amused. Oh, yeah. That's working. Keep on shitting on her boss. He sucks ass. Real ass.
Her many eyes now look away.
Okay, that was a bit much, maybe.
I am unsure about many things. Yet for now, I serve. For good or ill.
Her stance. It relaxes. Ever so slightly, she settles in your presence. You've got an in. She is a fascinating creature. Ask her more. God, she's terrifying. Yes, she is a horrific and powerful force. God, I got another flirting option. Fuck's sake. What do I know about Celestials like? Celestials, a gathering term for creatures born out of and from the good plains. There are many such creatures scattered across the coast. The only major civilization of Celestials is located in Divini Torum, the Golden Horde. Should I even talk to her? Depends. Will you say what she wants to hear? She is lonely, but her demeanor does not scream, "Please socialize with me." Will you join my party? You seem like a strong companion.
No, I am busy, cleric.
If you play your cards right, anything's possible. Disappointed. Highly disappointed. What do you know about the Pale Man in the morgue?
She closes the book floating before her. Avoid that creature. There is darkness there. A halo spins erratically for a moment. I have been told not to interfere.
He is too powerful. You should serve him instead.
Both with the mortician and his helpers.
The Pale Man's reputation is insane. What the hell is he?
Well,
Something
I think
is
you know.
certainly off about him. I think it's like something beyond that, because if he's just a lich,
Ooh.
the angel could smite him. So it might just be like something beyond the normal, I imagine. But yeah, that could just be a case of you don't know yet, so this has to be here. Which would be disappointing if that was the case. Because the game has been very consistent up until now. But I will forgive it that because it's been very good up until now. Well, this makes me think I don't know, so I'll just, I won't, yeah. What is he?
At best, he is a weak arcanist. At worst, he is a powerful arcanist.
A true arcanist would be fascinating. It is not impossible to imagine. Shouldn't I keep an eye on him then?
If you wish. I suggest not engaging.
You don't have the skills necessary to actually cross that guy. He's something else entirely. Maybe if you play your cards right, you can get something out of it? Did he have something to do with the tea shop?
Not likely.
Why?
Viskin has been a presence here for almost 4 decades, to my knowledge. During all this time, he has never caused any issues. Beyond that, Visken is also in tight cooperation with the Halfway Bridge tribe. Since they are the main drivers of this investigation, it would be strange if Visken was behind it. Although, if you find any evidence towards his involvement, let me know.
Helpers?
Mercenaries. Creatures who roam below. Dark spirits. They are unofficially sanctioned. None oppose their presence, for Visken keeps them in line.
Huh. Another reason not to get in Viskin's way.
Do not engage them unless forced.
Oh, but he seems like such a normal guy despite him being a lich.
Avoid Visken.
Okay, good info, thanks.
She opens her book again. Do not engage. That is my advice.
What do you think about the goblins?
What information do you require?
Are you, getting tired? Do you want us to stop and then we can come back next time?
I think I can handle until the end of the conversation.
Okay, cool. How are you, as people here on Tolstad?
Weak-willed and powerless as individuals. A creature that survives through resilience of the group and on greater creatures.
That's not fair. They're clearly stronger than they look.
Her eyes glance at you. I would describe humans the same way.
She speaks truth. Fair. We are weak alone, strong together.
She nods, slowly. But I do not see it as a negative.
The voice softens.
Humility and trust are important traits in all, for all.
Agreed. Guess she's a softie after all. Huh. The angel's got some weird views.
That is what I think. What else?
Can I trust their chieftain?
Lady Safeleaf is a powerful creature. Do not trifle with her or her pawns. Her behavior is clean and highly acceptable. However, she does meddle in dark actions when needed. She looks at you for a few seconds. Perform your duties and leave. That is my advice.
She's smart. Avoiding gangs like this is the only decent way of preservation. They'll chew you up and spit you out. If preservation is your only goal, you must raise your sights. You can do great things in the dark side of the law, if you're careful, of course. What do goblins do here, just in general?
The goblins perform manual labor such as militia duty, construction, various public services, mail delivery, and manning many defensive parameters in the city below. Over the last decade, they have taken up near all such posts on Tolstad. They are also overrepresented in crime statistics and are several times more likely to join the form crime syndicates that join and form crime syndicates than the general human or dwarf populace all across the city. This appears to be primarily due to segregated housing areas, lack of access to higher paying jobs, and general cultural elements. The goblins are a troubled, yet slowly integrating part of Norvik, from what I have observed.
Feel awkward.
It appears to be a highly politicized topic. I apologize if I have made you uncomfortable.
She is correct. The goblins are scary. They scare you. I have some other non-goblin related questions to move on to.
Yes, what else?
You have very cool armor.
Thank you.
She's welcome. She has practiced the formal way of answering a compliment because in our culture one does not do such things. Stare at her.
She just keeps working.
Do you sit here all day or what?
No, cleric.
That's fair, you're not really sitting, just kind of floating.
That is correct.
Score.
When the Coin Lord does not require my services, I attend to the archives, from dawn till dusk, normally. Then I perform a patrol, as it described in my service contract.
Service contract. A written declaration of an oath. Often used when those involved don't have a trusted deity or higher power to swear on. Oath. A legal agreement, either spoken aloud or written down. Some oaths, especially those sworn in the names of deities, have real esoteric power over one's body and mind. They can also be broken, but at great cost. So you stay here all day, then you go out all night.
Yes, I work, Eric.
Our kind do not require sleep. Can I come with you on your patrol?
No, cleric. You cannot fly. Fucking guessed it. You are unable to fly, and I am unable to carry you.
Sounds contemptible. Contemptible? That's the best you could do? Yes.
Those feelings are very human. My service is to the Coin Lord.
She is bound by duty, but where does her heart lie? You are an ethereal, yet also imposing woman.
Imposing. Ethereal. Her telepathic voice gets dropped down several octaves.
All the way down your back. Your spine. Never mind that, actually. Physically recoil. Say the right thing. I can't. I could get a natural 20.
You are liked by women.
Women do like me. This is true. I could get a natural 20.
You didn't.
Did not get a natural 20. I did get a 21 though, so not bad. Why are you doing this to yourself? You feel as if the world is against you. This woman, she is simply too powerful, isn't she? Like, as pertains to planes of existence, yours is in a different league from her. The type to crush you like an insect, and yet you're trying to win her favour? Nah, not today. If you have no idea what to say, maybe tomorrow if you're really lucky. Oh. Yeah. Oh, indeed. This is what happens if you try to speak with women. You might as well just turn to dust. Dust. That's... You do not need to fight so much. Do you remember what she told you? That day she ran into the crowd with that scowl on her face. Oh, apparently we're getting hijacked by backstory.
Oh,
No. Mirren. It didn't start out violent. An oppressed, massed gathering on that day. It was not an Escalis thing. There was no real Escalism in those days. Not with the human workers, at least. 500 textile workers, mostly women, marched in the streets in protest of horrendous working conditions. A powder keg set off by the latest indignity thrust upon them by the factory owners. A mass of unseen, skilled labour spawned out of cheap generators. They did not even employ any wizards to maintain the magic. Normally, these invisible esoteric spirits would not be able to handle the workload of the average textile seamstress, but the simplification of some of the machinery made it suddenly possible. The women, who lost their livelihoods, were screaming in the streets, as is only natural. 4 years earlier, the Bone Purge made it clear. Esoteric production was not the lifeblood of Norvik, and considering the dramatic failure of Arcanist methods in the last century, most people agreed on this point. Alas, greed knows no boundaries. Mirren brought me there. She did. That girl did not think about anything but the egalitarian dream. Huffed up on green pamphlets and green books, she shared that dream with you, along with the rest of the group outcasts. You, and a handful of other activists of the youth held signs, chanted dwarven songs, and held the line as the fascists rolled in. I was only there because of her. That is true, admittedly. As the Earthguard peacekeepers pushed into the crowd, bulky pavises breaking bones and dislocating jaws, the groups scattered. One by one, those outcasts left to live in the system instead of attempting to smash it with an adamantine hammer. Shit. I stayed behind like an idiot. You stood by your principles. Or you stood by her principles. She had a lot of those. When the bricks began to fly, it was too late to back out. The roaring crowd surrounded, the batons pelting, the mass crying. The state won. That was the last time you saw Mirren. Mirren, former leader and founder of the Asgard Youth. Currently the only female foreman of the Norvik Asgard Council. Contradictory. May she rest in peace. What? She did not die? Oh. Last you heard, she was leading the Asgard frontier. Asgardian Front. She is their only female foreperson. Asgardian Front, an offshoot of Asgardists pushing more extreme parts of the ideology. She is one of the most influential women in Norvik. Why do I miss her? She didn't give a damn about me. Because the first feeling is always the strongest. The rest are felt with cushions around the heart.
the tear is still looking at you.
You meet her gaze. Perhaps you should rethink your methods here. This whole flirting thing? You can try again later. Right now, just chill. Okay? Have a good day, Atir.
Have a good day.
And that's where I'm gonna leave the stream for today.
Well, that was a good fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah. Glad we carried on.
Yeah.